Yo, 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 it's your boy Casual Rail with The Silent, a podcast. And man, we're back with another one. And a quick one at that. Hit that like, comment below, subscribe if you got the time. We appreciate that love and for this. Let's get straight into it. This is our early thoughts and predictions, right? For the likes of Sebastian Fundora, Keith One-Time Thurman, October 25th, 2025. This fight, got signed, sealed, delivered to us about a couple weeks ago. Came out of left field, to be honest with you. I was not tracking Fondora and Thurman, period. I thought Fondora was going to take on a couple other challenges, maybe even get that Lubin fight that Virgil Ortiz was now taking on, or maybe get Boots or Earl Spence come back, you name it, right? But Thurman was left field, but the Thurman fight's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good challenge for this tall, towering Inferno, the likes of Sebastian Fundora, who's it always changes. He's either 6'5", 6'6". Phenom, freak of nature in a good way at the 154-pound division, able to make that weight and be that tall and still have decent little bit of power on him. Beat the likes of Tim Tszyu twice. But to me, Sebastian Fundora hasn't suffered that real adversity yet. Yeah, he was knocked out by the likes of Mendoza, and he's battled back from that. But I mean that true adversity of being beat by just pure boxing. See, he's been in wars. He's been in back and forth punching wars. But, Lubin gave him a good fight. Mendoza obviously knocked him out. The first Tim Tszyu fight was a classic. So he's been in these fights because he's always fought in the pocket. Now he's trying to figure out himself, finally using that range, using that height, right? He's figuring himself out and keeping his punches, at the end and delivering good shots. But just when he got to figuring out his attributes and his height, he's going to run into a bigger problem of what we call a skill gap. See, you suffer the adversity of fighting in the pocket and battling men and muscling through that, but you're now about to walk in the adversity of a skill gap that's going to be hard to close. See, that skills is developed over time, and some people are just born with high, skill levels. You name it. Some of the greats are just born to be who they are, and then they honed it with hard work, dedication to further lock in that skill set that they had or increase it. Keith One-Time Thurman is one of those individuals. Born to box, dedicated to the sport over the years, honed his craft, and has never left him. The only advantage right now for like Fondora is activity, right? Keith One-Time Thurman hasn't been that active over the past few years. But then again, that can play into favor of Keith One-Time Thurman, meaning he's well preserved, not been a lot of wars. That skill gap, I think that's what we're going to get, displayed to us on October 25th, 2025. Fondora's going to have to figure out how to not only catch Thurman, not saying Thurman's going to be running, but catch a fighter that knows how to move and move with precision, and more importantly, punch with precision while moving. Swim without getting wet, right? Hit without being hit. That is what Keith Thurman is. He moves, box, punch. He's mastered that over the years, and that's something Fondora has not seen yet to date. He's usually been slugging it out or just fighting these smaller guys, or let me say shorter guys, who really don't get off the line and move as much. Tim Tszyu did little to no movement in those fights. Mendoza did little to no movement in that fight, even though he clipped him and knocked him out. Lubin, for sure, struggled to get in and out of the range of Fondora, but brought a good war and a good fight to him. He hasn't seen a good boxer puncher that can move, have proper footwork and precision punching, and more importantly, let's hit this last point, has good pop and good power. I see the skill gap being wide, hard to close. The attributes obviously will help Fondora. If he was any shorter, I think this would be a whitewash. But the fact that he is tall, the fact that he has figured out how to kind of use his reach now and punch a little bit harder and keeping guys on the end of the punch will make it tough for Thurman. This won't be an easy task, but I think skills pay the bills, and we're going to see Keith One-Time Thurman circle that ring, proper footwork, Go in and out of the guard of Fundora. Keep him in the center of the ring at that. He does not want to get on the ropes. He's going to manage the center of the ring, move around, angular movement, and get in and out of that guard and tear the body up of Fondora, which sounds crazy, right? Because we all know, or Thurman has body issues and doesn't like to get hit to the body as much, but it looks like he's kind of fixed some of that. And more importantly, he understands the importance of the body, smart fighter. He's going to have to chop that tree down, land proper body shots, and break that taller fighter. And he's going to go in and out the guard to do that, tapping him, pop, pop, tap, pop, pop, move in and out. He's got good stamina. You rarely see Thurman just get fatigued all the way down, right? I think we're going to see a beautiful display of boxing from the likes of Keith "One-Time" Thurman. I think we're going to see a valiant effort from Fondora. Even though they're building this to be Fondora's, fight, right? He is the current, young face of PBC right now. He's been getting a lot of activity. I think this is his third fight for the year. A lot of activity, well-known face. He delivers a show. It's going to be a valiant effort for him, and I know they're trying to favor him for the business to grow for the likes of PBC in the 154-pound division, because obviously they're going to want him to fight the likes of Jermell Charlo next year, or maybe the return of Errol Spence. We got another video coming on that where he's been working back out. It looks like he's back in the ring. But more importantly, they want to keep that belt, in line to grow the fights for next year. But I think it's not going to happen for the likes of Fondora. They let this old dog, this old veteran, slip back in, and we're going to see skills pay the bills, and this older fighter show this young man what it means to be born into boxing, but more importantly, stay dedicated to boxing, honing your skills, and growing with the sport. That's kind of how I see it. And I see it, could I see a knockout? Yeah, but I think we're going to see a clear, unanimous decision victory in the favor of Keith "One-Time" Thurman, 8-4 type. Just the movement's going to be right, precision punching, in and out. He's going to work that body. And then when he starts to get Fondora to drop that guard, work the head, we might see a drop or two. But I see a clear, unanimous decision victory. Keith "One-Time" Thurman. Skills pay the bills. There's levels to boxing. There's levels to this thing. When you eat, sleep, breathe, and eat boxing. Now, don't get me wrong. Fondora stands a really good chance. I got it 60-40, maybe 55-45 in the odds in the favor of Keith "One-Time" Thurman to win this fight. I believe he will be the underdog when it comes to the betting odds, but from our standpoint, I've got him favored to win this fight. Fondora does stand a good chance if he manages the ring right, if he, more importantly, establishes the jab. That's going to be a key to victory for both of these fighters to win this fight. And Fondora obviously has got that long reach. If he can manage the jab and overuse it, he can keep Thurman at bay. And Fondora can walk out of this thing with a clear victory himself. Decision victory. I don't see him knocking out Keith "One-Time" Thurman. I think Keith "One-Time" Thurman, he could get dropped himself. Fondora does has enough power. But the heart of a champion, I can't see Thurman walking out that kind of way. And I'm not sure Thurman himself, vice versa, has enough pop to land it clean on Fondora to break him down either like that. But that's what boxing is for. That's what this fight for. October 25th, 2025. Again, I think we're going to see a display of skills. That's my early prediction. I got Keith "One-Time" Thurman win this thing. 8-4 decision, clear unanimous decision victory. Skills pay the bills. He's born for boxing, bred for boxing, lived boxing, dedicated sport to boxing, and more importantly, he has the skills. Let us know what you think. Hit that like button. It's free. Comment below and subscribe if you got the time. It's your boy Caswell with Sunday Podcast. Till the next time. Peace.